Hello every pony, I am Critical Thought and welcome to my review of No Second Prances. This is Nick Confalone's third story for mlp-silver-quill, with his other contributions being Party Pooped and Hearthbreakers in Season 5. Word around the grapevine is that an old fan favorite character is returning in this episode. Who could it be? Will this episode be better than their last one? Will Season 6 start going downhill again? Let's find out. Our episode begins with Twilight and Starlight setting up a table in the castle, preparing for a dinner with Princess Celestia the following night. When Starlight asks Twi why she has set 4 places at the table when it's going to be just Twilight, Celestia, and herself at the dinner, Twilight tells her that she wants her to make a brand new friend to bring to the dinner, to show Princess Celestia how much she has improved in the magic of friendship. Theme: I just noticed that Twilight probably wasn't being the best teacher in this situation. I think she should have helped Starlight to make her first new friend, and then let her go out on her own to do it. Also, who takes a stroll outside with the sole purpose of finding a random passerby to make friends with? That seems like a pretty bad way to make friends. Why couldn't this episode have taken place at the Grand Galloping Gala or something, where the environment is already pretty social? Is Twilight starting to get an ego by being the Princess of Friendship and starting to believe too highly in her abilities as a teacher of friendships? Is that ego causing her to completely disregard common sense? I really hope not. Starlight is a bit intimidated about the concept of making a new friend, and she trots around Ponyville wondering where to start, until Pinkie Pie overhears her and pulls her aside, dragging her into Sugar Cube Corner. Pinkie introduces Starlight to Mrs. Cake, who is in the middle of baking. Starlight asks if she can help, but her powerful magic only manages to make a cake that one-ups the one Mrs. Cake has been working on, and she gets pretty upset at Starlight. Starlight then goes to Sweet Apple Acres to see if Applejack can be of any help, and AJ introduces her to her brother, Big Mac. AJ tells Starlight that Big Mac doesn't talk much, and this saddens Starlight, who is hoping to be able to hold a conversation with him. She then gets an idea to use her magic to fix that.
Yeah, you did something! Whoa! What's happening? I feel really weird. I'm talking so much, and I'm so articulate, enunciating with such precise pronunciation. Annie Apple awoke and accidentally ate an auburn azalea. Ah! Make it stop!
Best moment of comedy in the whole episode, right there. The next stop is Canterlot Boutique to seek Rarity's assistance. Instead of introducing Starlight to some pony, Rarity suggests that Starlight try to make a fabulous first impression with an equally fabulous outfit. Damn, Rarity, is there anything you don't look gorgeous in? However, Rarity's concept for Starlight's new dress won't be ready in time for the dinner, so Starlight gives up on that idea. Starlight then encounters Dashie, who says the most important thing in a friend is coolness. Why does this moment with Dashie not sit right with me? Perhaps it's because Starlight is still learning about friendship, and I worry that she's taking Dashie's egotistical outlook at face value. I fear that she's impressionable when it comes to friendship, and that she will take Rainbow's words to heart that having a friend who is cool is the most important thing about friendship. Of course, as this episode progresses, it doesn't seem like she takes this advice that seriously, but in the heat of this moment, it feels like she genuinely believes in what Rainbow is telling her. Rainbow suggests that Starlight make friends with Spitfire and darts off to introduce them. Did she expect Starlight to fly with no wings, or was she planning on bringing Spitfire to her? The latter would make more sense, but when she comes back to check on Starlight, she asks if she's coming. How do you expect Starlight to keep up with you, Dashie? You're flying faster than the speed of sound here, and asking a unicorn who doesn't even have wings to follow you. Logic, Dashie! Do you understand it? It doesn't really matter anyway, because Starlight says that she doesn't know what a Wonderbolt is, which prompts a hilarious reaction from Dashie. Finally, Starlight goes to see Fluttershy, who's having a picnic with her animal friends. Starlight and Angel are getting along really well, but since Angel isn't a pony, she figures that's not the kind of friend Twilight had in mind and leaves. At the end of her wits and stressing out big time, Starlight decides to relax at the spa. As she's being pampered by Aloe and Lotus, she begins talking to another pony being treated behind her, unloading about her problems and how she worries that every pony knows about her past and judges her for it, to which the other mare responds that she can relate. Back at the castle, Twilight is messing with the table setting when Starlight comes barging in, saying she's made a new friend. When Twilight asks who it is, we find out that the pony from the spa and Starlight's new friend is none other than the great and powerful Trixie! This was Trixie's second time returning to the show, this time returning after being gone for 65 episodes. The last time we saw Trixie was all the way back in Season 3's Magic Duel, and even before she returned to that episode, she had been gone for 50 more episodes. In Magic Duel, Trixie had been reformed from being an antagonist, but this is the first time that Trixie has seen Twilight since she became an Alicorn princess, and the first time they have seen each other since Trixie's reformation. Trixie tells Starlight that her and Twi had their quarrels in the past, but Twilight gave her another chance, and she is grateful for it. After Twilight asks why she is in Ponyville, she goes on to say that she is in town to perform a show on her magic tour. Twilight pulls Starlight off to the side and says she isn't sure Trixie is the best first friend since they both have bad rap sheets to their names. This upsets Starlight a little since Twilight seemingly isn't trusting her to make friends the same way Celestia trusted Twilight. Later, as Trixie begins setting up her stage, passers-by start gossiping and murmuring about her being there, and she tells Starlight that while ponies may say they'll give you another chance, they never forget what you've done, and they never truly forgive you for it. She tells Starlight that she doesn't have to be her friend if she doesn't want to, but Starlight empathizes with Trixie and tells her that she's the only pony she can really relate to. I have to admit that I do like how Starlight's character arc is progressing this season. In the season premiere, The Crystalling, she revealed her fear about making new friends due to the atrocities she committed in the past. Here, in this episode, the latest one featuring Starlight since The Crystalling, we confront that exact fear. When you combine these two episodes, it's almost like this episode is home to a secondary moral for The Crystalling, that although you may feel like your secrets can keep you from making friends, those secrets can potentially help you forge an even stronger bond with someone who's dealing with the same struggles as you. Now that is a fantastic moral right there. Trixie asks Starlight if she can keep a secret, and then tells her that everything she's done in the past was due to her jealousy of Twilight, saying she just wanted to beat her at something. Starlight assures Trixie that her secret is safe with her. Later, Trixie and Starlight are walking together when Starlight hears a strange noise coming from a bush. When she approaches it, out pops Twilight.
I'll catch up. I think there's something in my hoof.
How does something get in your hoof? Either this was a poorly crafted joke, or the screenwriter thinks that hooves are the same thing as shoes. Twilight tries to urge Starlight to make friends with someone else instead of Trixie. That friend being...
You can come out now. You like music, right? DJ Pone 3'd be the perfect friend for tonight's incredibly important dinner with Celestia.
Oh my god, yes! All of the yes! Twilight called her by name, and she's listening to dubstep, and she's friends with Twilight! God, this is the best thing ever!
And he gets upset at me for geeking out.
Yay, it's Derpy! And she has her Derpy eyes again! Thank you, Hasbro! Not really, I'm still pretty ticked at you for blocking my reviews. Starlight realizes that Twilight doesn't trust that Trixie will be a good friend to her, and she leaves Twi feeling insulted, wondering if Twi feels the same way about her as she feels about Trixie. After Starlight catches up with Trixie, she tells her that the one thing Twilight isn't better than her at is stage magic. But Trixie doesn't feel this way because, as she says, despite how great and powerful she is, there has always been one trick that has been too complicated and dangerous even for her: the Moonshot Manticore Mouth Dive. Trixie tells Starlight that the trick consists of shooting yourself from a cannon into the mouth of a manticore, who proceeds to chew you up and swallow you, only to have you appear unharmed from inside a box on the other side of the stage. Upon hearing of this, Starlight offers to help Trixie pull off this legendary trick with the help of her extremely powerful magic, but is disheartened to hear that Trixie's show is happening tonight, at the same time as her important dinner with Twilight and Princess Celestia. Trixie also gets upset to hear this and walks off, saying how she is unsure if she will be able to survive her dangerous trick without the help of her new friend. That night, during a pretty hilarious scene of awkward silence complete with melting ice sculpture, Twilight starts getting worried about Starlight since she hasn't shown up to the dinner yet and Princess Celestia is already there waiting for her. Twilight runs outside searching for Starlight and finds her at Trixie's stage show and is pretty mad at her for making Celestia wait.
Starlight had to choose between you and me. And she chose me. Your pupil chose me, so I win.
You win? That sounds like you just made friends with me to beat Twilight.
Exactly.
Whoa, wait a minute. What's this all about? Starlight and Trixie were having the most amazing chemistry together, and you're ruining it! You're ruining it, Nick!
Wait! No! I got caught up in the moment. I like you. Beating Twilight is just a bonus. Oh, saying that didn't help, did it?
I should have known. No pony else in Ponyville wanted to be my friend. Why would you?
Wait! It's not like that! I am your friend.
Oh, and you're trying to backpedal now. Dude, what the hell are you doing? How do you screw up a climax so badly? Sure, it's impactful and shocking, but it throws everything this episode has been working towards out the window. You've been working so hard to show how Trixie has been nothing but kind to Starlight, and how Twilight is the one in the wrong for this entire episode. But now suddenly at the last minute you decide to flip it and make Trixie the wrongdoer? Not only that, but immediately after the emotional payoff, you try to backpedal on it and switch it again, leaving both Starlight and Trixie completely heartbroken. What is going on in your head, bro? This is a really horrible climax, and I'm going to have to take it into consideration when I rate this episode. Trixie then proceeds unenthusiastically with the Moonshot Manticore mouth dive, depressed and ready to accept death if she has to, as Starlight watches from a nearby hill. Twilight approaches Starlight and admits that she was wrong not to trust Starlight to make her own friends, and that she shouldn't try to pick and choose her friends for her. This is also a pretty good moral. I don't know how often of an occurrence this is between friends, but I know that this moral can certainly be applicable between kids and their parents. Even parents with the best of intentions can end up hurting their children's feelings by trying to pick and choose their friends for them. Also, that would make this moral one of the first morals directed at parents rather than their children, and I'm all for that. As Trixie performs the daring trick, she shocks the crowd when she is swallowed by the Manticore, but then, after a flash of light from Starlight's magic, appears in the box on the other side of the stage, a little roughed up and disoriented, but alive.
Behold, the patient powerful Trixie!
Okay, that was friggin' adorable. After the show, Twilight goes to apologize to Trixie and tell her that she was impressed with her Moonshot Manticore mouth dive. And we close out the episode back at the dinner with Cranky Doodle Donkey asking Celestia a question every brony has been afraid to ask for years.
How do you get your hair to do that all the time?
So, what did I think of No Second Prances? I did still enjoy this episode quite a bit despite the really awkward and sudden plot shift at the climax. Personally, I think that Nick Confalone could have easily made the story flow smoothly and not have that sudden shift near the end. All he would have had to do is make Starlight the one actually performing the Moonshot Manticore mouth dive, and having Trixie be the one to use her magic to teleport her into the box. It wouldn't even be that uncommon. There are many tricks that magicians do that aren't handled on their own, such as the old sawing a person in half trick or the knife throw. In these instances, the assistant is the one that's in the perceived danger, not the magician. If you needed to stall for more time, Twilight's search for Starlight could have taken a little longer. She would then find Starlight in the cannon about to perform the dangerous trick. She'd do it, and before Twilight could realize that Starlight was fine, she'd accuse Trixie of feeding her to the Manticore. Once Starlight appeared in the box, Twilight would realize everything was fine. She'd come to accept that she was wrong about Trixie, and that she should have given Starlight the space to make her own friends instead of trying to choose them for her. Same outcome, but handled in a much smoother way. In the end, No Second Prances receives a watch it once rating. The episode was still pretty good, and the only thing keeping it from a rewatch it rating is that really terrible climax that could have easily been fixed. As always, I am Critical Thought, and I will see you all in my next video. Never stop thinking critically.